Welcome back to 808s and Cold Takes, everybody. Before we introduce our special guest today, I'd just like to say to follow our Instagram for any updates, follow our Apple Podcasts and Spotify for our audio exclusive content. We have a big catalog going back 3 years. And also be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get these interviews.
Yes.
Now, today we have a very special guest, an Arizona newcomer, formerly from the Badger State. She's a mental health advocate and R&B melody machine. With 4 singles, 1 feature, and an EP, introducing the very lovely Miko Midori.
Hello.
Hey, there you go.
You act so nonchalant. I know the real you soft. This new you look so lost. Yeah.
How you doing today?
I am doing great. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. It's good to have you on.
Yes, thank you for inviting me. I'm very, very pleased.
Of course.
To kick us off, first question, when did you decide to move to Arizona from Wisconsin?
Decided would have been 2020, actually, or maybe 2021, because I moved here literally a year after I visited. So, yeah, I came to visit my friend, and I was like, wow, I hate winter, because I lived in Wisconsin. And I was like, I think I'm going to move here.
That was like pretty much deep in the pandemic then, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, that's-
definitely. So that was like another thing too, is I had a remote job, and so it was easy to move here too. I
that's
just
so-
just kind of slid over here. But yeah.
Nice.
It's interesting because I feel like we usually say the opposite. We hate the summers. Constant
No.
heat. I can't stand it, dog. It's so
Another reason I moved here too.
Yeah.
I was just talking with my Lyft driver, and he was like, "You don't have to shovel sunshine." And from that moment on, I said,
I suppose.
"Yes, sir.
Yeah,
that
that's-
is true." So
That's very true.
I totally hear you, but I will never move back to Wisconsin. I will either move somewhere that has like similar weather, or
Yeah.
I love it here though.
The state itself's a no-go. How was that transition for, like, the moving transition during the pandemic?
Oh, that was really interesting. I had a really weird roommate experience because
Don't we all?
I moved here and I was supposed to have a place to move into right away. Like, I am very OCD, so I try
Sure.
to like set stuff up for myself as much as I can, but that was like not my fault. They sold the property. And so like literally a month before I moved here, I didn't have an apartment. So yeah, so at the time I was like dating this dude, and I stayed with him for like a month while I was looking for places because my son was with his dad. And then we ended up breaking up, blah, blah, blah. I moved into this house though with like these random dudes I'd never met. So like literally my first year of living here was with just complete strangers.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, I didn't know like anyone here. I didn't have any family here. I didn't have really like any friends because then the best friend that lived here that I visited, she moved away.
Oh.
So yeah.
So now you're just in Arizona. What? So it's really just the summer that you were like,
Well, I wanted to check out Los Angeles.
sure.
So that was like the first year that I moved here. I was barely here. You could have said I was living in LA, honestly, because I was literally traveling back and forth there like nonstop. I would drive there. I started networking in Los Angeles. I did not start networking here. So I would literally like leave here, go to LA, record, because I found, my producer out there. I had a videographer that I met out there. So that was just kind of like where my relationship started. And I hated LA though. Like,
I'm not a fan.
No, I love working in LA. Working there is fine. But like being there and thinking about living there, I could have never done that. Like, I ended up falling in love with it here, and just like the people that I was meeting were really great. And I was like, okay, like,
So you start networking here.
I
What,
started
20
networking here probably 2023. Yeah.
Hard.
And that's when I was like, okay, like, I have to go outside to the places that people are here. And like, but I think it was also a lot of like, if I'm being honest, just not the communities I wanted to be in. And I wasn't really sure like where those people were, like, meaning not predominantly white spaces. I mean, that was just something that like, even when I was in Wisconsin, I didn't like that being there, that it was just like everything was super whitewashed. And so all of my friends when I was in Wisconsin were people that you would have only met through association, like, but none of my friends were white. And so when I like came out here, I just kind of was like, okay, I don't really know where to go where it's not like only white people. I don't have a problem with white people, but I'm also Asian and I want to meet other brown people. So
Yeah, sure,
that was
sure.
like kind of my mode. It was like finding those spaces.
That's good. That's nice.
Yeah.
As you mentioned before, some of your favorite artists, Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill, Music Soul Child, legends. Of course, Alicia Keys. Where is it?
It's behind you.
Oh, brother. Where?
Where is it?
To your right.
Is it this?
There's the little no, the little tiny one, the tiny blue one, and then it's on top of the other one.
Oh.
We have a 2-part gift here.
We got a 2-part.
Oh, you have
Yeah.
a gift for me? That's so
Yeah.
sweet.
We
I
did
thought
it-
you were like, I thought you had something that was like disgusting that I was
No.
supposed to
Oh,
see.
No. Every guest gets something.
I was like, there's a secret.
Yeah,
thing.
every-
I'm sorry, but it's a room of like 3 men. So
Every-
I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, I don't know what you have back there, but I'm not gonna.
It makes
look.
sense. This is for you, my friend.
Thank you.
And I'm assuming that
Oh
is.
my god! Wait, hold on. You're about to touch my. This is sick, guys. I love vinyl.
You don't have that one, right?
I don't, and I actually want to get like a actual like
Oh, record
vinyl
player?
Record player. Yeah, my
Okay.
dad. That's so funny. I grew up on vinyls. Like
Word.
my dad, straight just was like, I don't like CD players. So like literally like only vinyl records like all the time. He had a
That's
huge
It's real old school.
collection.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's sick.
like so this is sick, and this is a great way to start my collection.
Yeah.
Thank
Hell yeah.
you.
Erykah
That's
Badu,
amazing.
Mama's Gun.
Oh, dude,
Great
yeah.
album.
Yeah, she's just
Great album.
She's legendary, and I feel like most music should be on a vinyl.
Pretty fire album. Pretty fire album cover
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah. And then I guess the second gift, because we were talking a little bit about Wisconsin, but a little slice of home from us to you.
I have no idea what this is going to be. I'm a little terrified. Fuck yeah, guys.
It's a
Oh,
gift
there
card
you
to Culver's.
No, actually, okay, sorry. I need to have a moment for this.
Sure.
For this
Yeah,
gift
do what you must.
So you know him, Zach. So
Yeah.
he was like,
Shout out Zach.
I hate Wisconsin. Sorry. Just if you see that, I do. I'm sorry, guys. But I always said that if I was in an interview, it would be a little awkward because I'm not that person that's gonna be like, yeah, I rep Madison. Like,
hometown.
yeah, this is where I'm from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I hate it there, but love Culver's. And
Yeah.
when I found that there was one here, I like freaked out about it, and then I put Zach onto it, and now he won't stop eating it.
There you go.
So
you go.
it's a winner.
Well,
yeah.
there you go.
So thank you. I
What
love
is
that.
what is culturally would you say is different about being here versus Wisconsin?
Trying to say it politely.
Fuck Wisconsin, man. I don't give a shit.
I'm so sorry.
I don't care.
People are gonna be like, "Oh my god, she's such a hater." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. There was no love for me there." I think it's like one of those places that's culturally different in the sense, especially like music culture wise. There's not just like a bunch of like. Obviously, this happens no matter what in art, right?
Yeah.
There's competition. People kind
Sure.
of approach things in that way, but I think like there's a lot more collaboration here. When I was in Wisconsin, it was just kind of like if you were good at anything, then people more so like hated you.
Oh,
Like they were just kind of like, "Oh, you're my competition, so like I'm
Yeah.
just gonna like hate on you." And like I remember the first time I ever performed publicly when I was in like, well, not first time I ever performed publicly, but like for a bigger audience when I was in middle school, we had like these things called Panther Pride meetings. Mind you, shout out JC Wright because that was the best school I ever went to. I don't like Madison, Wisconsin, but that school gets props.
shout out JC
I
Wright.
had a black principal. All of my teachers were like black and Hispanic or Asian. Like it was just really great. They were
That's
like really cool people that really love their jobs. But they had these super cool like meetings where you could basically showcase your talent. It didn't matter what it was. You could do like dance or singing or like anything. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sing "No One" by Alicia Keys a cappella for my freaking middle school.
Nice.
Of course.
And
Of course.
I did, and it was great. And then all of a sudden, like all these people wanted to beat me up.
Oh.
And I was like,
No one-
there-
That's that girl that sang No One.
Yeah, there was
Get her!
Like, no, seriously. there was
Jeez,
literally
dude.
this- I will not say who it is, but she'll probably know who she is if she sees this.
Damn.
There was just an individual because it's such a small town.
Right.
But there was an individual that after I did that, she's like, "You just think you're so much better than everyone." I was like, "No, I just love music. Like, I
Damn.
love it."
No,
That
don't worry.
sucks, man.
We're coming for you.
So yeah, no, cultural difference is just like a lot more collaboration,
Yeah.
a lot more because I mean, realistically, in the art world and as a musician, it's hard to just like make it by yourself.
Sure.
So having like a collaborative effort of even if like you're still doing your own thing, somebody that you really feel like you not just like can work with, but genuinely get along with, I find that here way more often.
Oh, that's nice. I've heard that a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad because it definitely is a
The
good hub for that.
community's very open here.
Yes.
And
Do you
very,
feel like, or sorry, go ahead.
very inviting, which is actually really dope, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you feel like there was a lot of like people into art from where you were from?
Yes. So
Okay.
one thing I will say is that it's not that there aren't like amazing artists from the Midwest or even in Madison, Wisconsin, but I will tell you right now that we all end up leaving.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we all end up, going somewhere else to kind of like whether it be, not necessarily the LA, because that's something I learned from moving too, is like that's not necessarily the place you have to be to make it in music. Like I have friends that lived in Austin. I have friends that, Austin, Texas, or any place really other than Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you'll see like artists blow up from there, but you don't really hear it a lot because they usually started doing their like main work elsewhere. Yeah.
Who are the biggest artists out of Wisconsin?
There's not like out of Madison, Wisconsin, but I have a good friend of mine. He goes by Rated R Playboy, and he's from Racine.
Oh, word.
So yeah,
Well,
he's
shout out
really
him.
sick, and he blew up. I also have a good friend of mine, Ted Park. He is from Madison. He blew up so yeah, just not in Madison.
No, not in Madison.
Fair enough.
Word. Kind of, there was a second part to that question though, because we have Erica here. We talked about Alicia singing "No One." Do you have, or do you think there are differences between your favorite artists and your musical inspirations? Like, are they pretty much the same, or do you branch out in a way where you're not necessarily performing said person's thing, but you do look into a certain part of their art?
Yeah. So I was actually, it's funny that you asked me that because I was thinking about this yesterday because I know that's kind of like a normal question that you get asked.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I actually concentrate the most on the character of the people. If Erykah Badu was not Erykah Badu in the sense of what she talks about and represents, then I would not like her as an artist, no matter how good she is at her craft. So I think that's a very different perspective. I feel like a lot of people will be like, I can separate the artist,
I was literally about to say that's like the opposite.
Yeah, I don't believe in that. I don't think that it makes sense for me personally. I get why someone would say that because it's easy to basically say you're disassociating from how terrible a person is.
Yeah.
But
There's also very few like good people in the industry.
that's what I mean. And so like for me, I think that the people that I really like lean towards are the people that I can tell are still very pure of heart, are still really like just caring, even though they may have blown up exponentially. They just are still a person. And I think that that's kind of what I would always strive to be as well, like as an artist. I don't want to be like this person that people look at and think I'm like an unattainably perfect human being. Like I'm not. Like we're not perfect human beings. Artists are probably the least perfect of all human beings. We're actually like a little crazy. So
Especially the ones after they've blown up.
yes, exactly. And so I think that that's something I will always really hold close to my heart of like how I want to move as an artist and also who I admire as an artist. Like it's not always so much about how perfect their sound is or that they even had like the best beat I ever heard. It's like I was able to enjoy their music obviously because it's great, but also they're not like an awful human being.
Yeah.
So
Word.
yeah, I'd say that's why I've loved a lot of the artists that I've grown up with.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's good.
Touching on the back to the inspirations and stuff like that, would you say that your parents play a huge part in basically shaping your music taste?
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna put this down quick.
Yeah, I can put it over here if you want.
You want
Or,
to?
you
I
know,
just don't want to drop it or like land on the ground. But yeah, I would definitely say so. I grew up Sunday morning cleanings with my mom, Lauryn Hill, Eric
Hell
Badu,
yeah.
like I said, all of that. Music Soul Child. We were listening to D'Angelo.
so there's a lot of
just, like,
Soulquarian shit in there. Yeah.
Yes, like just
Sweet.
so
The
much.
gems.
Like my mom was like the deep, like soul R&B, also like reggae kind of. I honestly have like a very multifaceted music taste. I don't like personally. I make R&B, but if
Yeah.
I could like make screamo music, I totally would. Like
All right.
I
Start a band.
Yeah.
like I just love like all music. And my dad and my mom, like I said before, were also very like into rock and punk rock music. And my mom's just like a little more mellowed out. So like my dad was like really into like I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this. Have you guys ever heard of the Butthole Surfers? I know that's
Yeah.
like, yeah. So
Yeah,
like
I'm
that's
familiar.
like the type of shit like my dad was into. Like he would
Okay.
just like listen to like Dom Kennedy
No
and
shit.
like yeah, like
Okay.
my dad has great music taste. So does my mom. Just a little bit more soft on my mom's side.
Are your parents both from Wisconsin, or do they come from different places?
So my mom is from Munich, Germany.
Oh, wow.
But she's actually
Jesus.
Indonesian. So
Okay.
Wow.
she like grew up in Munich, Germany, and then my dad is from Iowa. So he hated it there. I feel like he kind of had like a similar feeling as like I did when I was in my hometown of just kind of like needing more as far as like to do in general.
Yeah.
So he literally like grew up on a farm. So
Wow.
and he does not fit that persona at all. If you were to meet him, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, you're like super
not from a
chill
farm."
rocker dude. Yeah, you didn't grow up on a farm eating cow tongue sandwiches like."
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
That sounds very gross.
Cow tongue tacos are delicious.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try
But there
them.
we go.
My dad played with me one time. He's like, "Have you ever had a cow tongue sandwich?" I'm like, "No." What the fuck is wrong with you? He's like, "That was my favorite thing growing up." I'm like, "Good for you, pops.
Yeah.
Not me."
Fair
Not
enough.
for me.
No.
To move on from that a little, you're a very big advocate for mental health.
Yeah.
Are you still interested in becoming a child therapist?
No, actually. So my perspective kind of started where like I didn't really know if I was gonna keep doing music when I started going back to school for being a therapist. And after, you know, going through enough of the time that I did to be there, I kind of realized like that's not what I wanted to do. It just always has been music. I think sometimes people, and not that this is wrong, but I think sometimes people always have like a teeter-totter type of feeling. I've never really had that. I felt like every single other thing I did besides music was like, what am I doing? So for me, it's like music is therapy anyways. Like there's songs everyone can think of that got them through something or,
Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like helped them like not lose their freaking mind. So like that was where I was like, okay, like I can still technically be a therapist, like just not as directly. And I think
Yeah.
that works better for me too. Cause like, I think even with my own struggles with mental health, that was how I realized I didn't want to be a therapist because I was like, all right, like this is something that it might actually make me sad.
You got to take care of yourself before you take care of others.
So I was like, I don't think that I should do this like as a lifelong job. A lifelong job. It probably would have like made me really depressed if I'm being completely honest. We've just all been through so many things, and like I'm already there for friends and family, and you know I think that to me is enough. So
Fair enough.
yeah.
Is there anything career-wise that you would switch from doing music for?
Film,
Or
cool.
like acting or making?
both. I would love
Nice.
to be a director.
Word.
I already knew that I liked stuff like that because I am like kind of a movie fiend, like, and I love horror. So
Hell yeah.
I probably would like be into making horror movies. That would be sick, but like good horror movies.
Yeah.
'Cause that's just like the
It's
issue
easy to
with
make a
most.
bad one.
Yeah, so easy. They just die. Everyone's just
Yeah.
bleeding
So
everywhere.
you're trying to get more like a
Blood,
thinking
blood,
kind
blood.
of.
Challenge,
Yes.
the challenge is
Yeah.
hard.
I love
Yeah.
psychological like thrillers. Like I watched this sick movie the other day. It was called Watcher.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
familiar.
And it was just like dropped on Netflix. And basically, like the plot is that this poor woman is like clearly, she knows she's being stalked. She knows somebody's watching her. Nobody will listen to her. And she
Damn.
basically like almost dies at the end. But it's great. It was a really good film because it was like only an hour and a half, but it felt slower because of how they,
Sure.
you know, processed the film.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely
That's great.
What do you think is your favorite film?
my favorite film.
I feel like a top 5.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, top five.
Because I'm like,
to be in order.
I'm like, ugh.
If you need more, top 10.
people have hard.
Yeah, for like my taste in films, Pulp Fiction, Fight Club.
Okay. Yeah.
Fight Club is just phenomenal. Kill Bill, preferably the second movie. Actually.
Really? I like the first one more.
I like the first one a lot, and it's not that I like it more necessarily, but I think I liked the broadening of the storyline in the second one. So that was
Yeah.
kind of like, and that's like my big thing with film is like I love a good freaking storyline, like something I can actually follow, or I'll be like, oh, there was subtle foreshadowing, like in this part, and now I
Some
know
shit
where it
like a
connects.
YouTuber would make a video essay about.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I love stuff like that. But my favorite films, let's see, I did 2, 3. Oh, there is one that I really loved called Hush. That's like a newer one.
Yeah.
That also
Yeah.
sounds familiar.
Is that the one with the girl that can't see or hear?
She's deaf.
Yeah.
And like she whoops ass.
Yeah.
I love
With the-
films where like I love films where like the women are just killing the fuck out of their out of their murderers
Yeah.
or like or just
Movie's
like
very backwards thinking when it comes to like the idea of them being a victim. versus they're
like where
just
they'll just
badass.
like like there was another one that I saw recently. I think it's called like I can't remember right now, but it was basically this movie about this chick that goes on a date with this guy that has like no social media and then ends up finding out that he's like one of those, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, it's like really dark, but it's basically a representation of like the life of somebody that butchers human meat for rich people.
Whoa.
And he's like, and he's literally like kidnapping women and like keeping them in this like gigantic mansion where like nobody can find them. And so literally it's like the end of it is like these 3 women that are like all butchered up, like beating the shit out of him. And I was like, this is amazing. I was like, I'm so glad that this didn't.
Yeah. That's yeah.
But it was kind of funny too. Like there was one where he's like, I'm taking your ass. I was like, this is wild, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a movie.
I'll figure out what it's called and send it to you guys. It's pretty good.
check it
I
out.
feel like we've
Yeah.
met a lot of horror movie fans.
Yeah, I love
on the
horror.
show.
I just like psychological stuff. I don't really like comedy's hard for me. It has to be like really, really fucking fun. Like Friday or like that's fucking funny.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's some like Pineapple Express is good too. I don't
Seth
know.
Rogen.
I just
Yeah.
have so many.
Yeah.
Like I can't. That's why I was like favorite movie. I've watched so many movies.
Right.
Like,
Transferring kind of more into the music part.
Yeah.
What gets you in the headspace when it comes to recording music? What gets you in the zone, per se?
my feelings.
Okay.
Being in the studio, like any song that you've heard of mine, I probably wrote it right in the midst of me feeling that feeling.
Oh. Yeah.
So I pretty much will like be really pissed off or really sad or really in love or whatever it'll be, and I'll just like hone in on that feeling and just write from that. And that honestly, like I write songs pretty fast when it comes like directly from how I'm feeling. I find that I have issues with writing when I'm like trying too hard to write something that would be like relatable, or it has to like be a certain way that sounds like I'm not. I feel like even though I am very OCD with music, it's like I know that the feeling is true, so I don't feel like this need to constantly like change every single little thing I possibly could in it. I just make it, and then when I'm in the studio, like honestly, it's that I know that I need to get that feeling out and just like put it in the studio, because that's kind of how music works for me. Like music is kind of my public diary. So, you know,
That makes sense. I mean,
Yep.
do you think that, so kind of what you were saying earlier, do you find that you like music that you record better in a more raw setting? Because it's like, it's the more raw emotion, or the more you look at it, are you like, I don't know if I want to put that out. It was more just like a...
No, actually, that's a great question. My favorite versions of my songs are usually the voice memos I make for them.
Oh, cool.
Like literally on my phone, just because it's like the original like feeling in the moment.
Yeah.
But also my producer, who goes by Anton the producer, is literally like
Shout out.
the most amazing producer I've ever worked with in my life. That's also like one of my best friends. So when I was going to LA, like he was a huge part of me getting in that headspace. If I didn't go as hard as I could, he was never like rude about it, but he'd be like, okay, like, I know you can kill that shit.
You can do better.
So like, and so yeah, it was really like, I think for any artist, it's also the space that you're in and the people you're working with, because like it was just me and him, but if I would have had like 5 people around, I probably would have felt kind of weird. So
Yeah.
I think it's like me by myself, I already am in that headspace all the time. Like that's why I'm excited. I'm getting a home studio soon, and it's gonna be
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm so
Yeah,
excited.
that's the
I'm
best.
just gonna be like in my room all the time. My neighbors are gonna fucking hate me. It's gonna be great.
You just feel a type of way, just run to the room real quick.
Yeah,
and bust it out.
exactly.
Have you worked with, because I think when we had Zach on the show, he was talking about how he was trying to get in his mixing bag, and I
Yeah.
think he's mixed for quite a few
He's
artists
mixed
that
for
we
a bunch
talked
of
to.
people.
Now,
He's
have you?
so like multi-talented. It's
Yeah.
stupid. Like,
I'm very proud of him. I know he kind of spoke that into existence.
yeah.
Because I don't think he had done it much when we talked to him, and now he
Yeah.
does it quite a bit. Have
Yeah.
you worked with him in that sense?
No. So that's actually what's funny is like I feel like a majority of our relationship has been more like not oriented towards the music, where I think you would think if it's like two artists, that's like all you're doing.
Sure.
But like I think that him and I equally, you get like kind of worn out from
Yeah.
just like constantly doing that.
You got to talk about something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that was always something that was really awesome about our relationship, is that we could kind of just talk about like normal life shit, and it didn't feel like I was like being boring just because he was another artist. But like I have told him he's aware that he will be helping me mix some of my music coming up. Because he's so good at it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
he's
why
great.
would you not?
That's
Like,
great.
yeah.
So I actually had a quick question. When it comes to you making music, do you choose the beat 1st
Mm-hmm.
and then write to it, or do you first write and then choose the beat?
Yeah. So I'd say like depending on the artist, I know some artists have like a specific way they do it every time. I'd say it kind of switches up because I have a lot of melodies in my head sometimes, and like when you have to follow a beat, it's kind of like restrictive.
Yeah.
But I think that's also why my next thing, like besides just me doing music, you know, I don't necessarily want to be like a producer, but I'd love to make my own beats
Oh,
because I think
okay.
that would be super helpful.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. So
Do you focus a lot on writing, or do you like when you go in the studio, do you just go at it?
That kind of freestyle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
kind
the
of
emotions
freestyle.
that you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
You just sit down and
Just go
shout it, or like do
you
have
write
it?
it?
You're like darn it.
like the voice
Yeah.
like the voice memo you said you do.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's dome, or like do
So-
you have that written down?
Yeah.
So basically, I was saying before, I have like a pretty good memory. So
Yeah.
I kind of make the voice memo for like the template. But when it comes to writing, it can kind of vary. So like, for example, the song that I'm releasing in May is called Indigo Child. The first verse of that I wrote, and then I like already knew what it was going to be when I went in the studio, but I hadn't written the second verse yet. And so I just like wrote it in like 3 minutes in the studio, and then
Damn.
just like, yeah, and then just recorded it right there.
Hell
That's
yeah.
pretty fire.
So yeah, just kind of, and that's why I'm saying like the natural like feeling is better for me to go along with than like trying to push it, because then I'm just gonna sit there like trying to convey a message. It's like no, like I know what I'm trying to
Like you're
convey.
not feeling it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's more about that. But yeah, I would say it kind of can be both. I definitely freestyle a lot though.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm like I said, I still like to construct it. So I'll usually like that's kind of my writing process, I guess, is it's always initially freestyling, and then I kind of will just like pluck
And then you kind of
to fine tune it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that type of thing. But yeah, I would say that's more like my majority of my writing process.
hell yeah. In terms of producers, back to that subject.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
there a dream collab with the producer, or even just I guess with another artist as well?
Oh, oh my goodness, I can't remember what his name is right now. He worked with. Do you mind if I look?
Yeah,
No,
go
Because
ahead.
do everything you
I
want.
need to not fuck up this guy's name. No, he's really phenomenal, and like he's like this freaking. It's so funny, like. My producer now is like this super short like little white boy, and like he doesn't look like he would be like producing the shit that he does, and it's like so sick.
It's always the unsuspecting.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
literally. Like, have you guys have you guys
Expect the
seen
unexpected.
No, literally. every
Yeah,
time.
let's swear.
Like,
We got
every
our own
time.
version of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I know
Here's
people
here's
think
ours.
I'm gonna sing like soft indie music, and then I'm like belting, and they're like, "What the fuck?" So like, yeah, just it can depend. But there's this producer that worked with Tori Kelly. And
Oh, cool.
She's also like one of my favorite artists for sure. She just like is a great vocalist. But I need to remember what this man's name is. It's this dude. Do you know what his name is?
That's Jacob Collier.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Okay,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
So yeah,
Jacob
Good thing
Collier
you're
is
here
insane.
yeah, Jacob Collier, I would love to work with him.
nominated.
That would definitely
Cool.
be like a dream, because he's like we were talking about before, he's a person. Like whenever I see
Yeah.
him work with people, he's very like chill, and he's just enjoying the music, and he
Yeah.
just like genuinely loves it.
He's kind of like do you know John Batiste? You guys know John
Oh, yeah.
Batiste.
I think
He's like
Grammy darling.
John Batiste, Grammy darling John Batiste. Yeah, no, like him and Charlie Puth, like those guys have like perfect pitch, and like they're like they see the notes.
yes.
You know, like Pharrell talks about seeing sounds. You know, it's like
Yeah.
those people see the notes and they have perfected music because
Yes.
that's all they have their entire life. And I think Jacob, I believe, has the same thing.
Yeah,
that,
like
that
he's just
Batista has.
it's like phenomenal. Like I would just because
Yeah.
I don't really like being told what to do ever,
Yeah.
but I would let him direct like an entire song for me because
Okay.
he's just so
Just
clearly
knows
like
what he's doing.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
he would know what he was doing. I'm not gonna like end it and be like, this is terrible. So
Have you been in a position like that before where you've let someone else take the reins on like the studio session? Or
yeah, so actually where that comes from is because when I was originally starting to do music, I started very young. I mean, I've been singing since I was 5.
Okay.
And so I did have like a manager when I was like 12, 13. And I just learned so much from that situation and how I just wanted to have like I really wanted to be an independent artist. I think that that was like a big change for me because at first when I started doing music I was like I need to get signed, like, you know, this is the goal.
Sure.
And now I honestly am like, even if I never get signed, I don't care because I genuinely love music and I don't want to work with people that control any aspect of that love, like whether it be release dates or, you know, even just like
Creative
the way
control.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
creative control, mine. Like, and I don't want to ever give that to anyone else. So sorry if you see this, I will not sign. But yeah, it's just like,
fair enough.
yeah, that's
get a
really
lot of
what
that out
it
here.
is. Yeah, because it's like, why would I
Yeah.
ever want you to own what I originally made?
Right.
Like, ever. No.
That's facts. That's straight up
So,
facts.
Yeah, I would say like, yes, I have, and I will never do it again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
fair enough.
yeah. I definitely
Fair
have
enough.
had people direct my stuff, and I didn't like it. Like, I'm not a pop singer. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. There's no guy in the chair.
No, yeah, exactly.
Fair enough.
What do you think is the most challenging song that you've had to make?
Ooh, in what way?
Well, I guess a lot of your music has a lot of emotion. So, like, emotionally, there's probably challenging songs, but also, like, I guess, circumstantial challenging songs. You know,
Yeah.
kind of go wherever
Like
you want with it.
skill wise versus like emotional wise,
Yeah,
like both.
Yeah, or then just like
Writer's
some
block.
people, writer's
Yeah.
block. Some people have pretty crazy stories about it. Just like, I think Worth Creating told us they recorded a song during a tornado.
Oh god.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, that one was crazy.
That's impressive.
It could be anything, really. You know. So
Yeah, no, I would never fucking do that. So props to you.
Yeah.
Let's see. For me, actually, my most like difficult song for me to do and write was Demise. So like the last song on my EP, you know, You Never Loved Me, was really like essentially that whole EP was a collection of feelings I had gone through over like a couple of years. And so it was like the first song was really just like supposed to be, you know, the initial feeling I had of like not really understanding why this person wasn't showing me how much they cared, but you know, believing that they had to have that in them.
Mhm.
And then like the second one was more so like me still trying to believe that they could be different. So Demise is obviously not that type of song. It's more so like fuck you, like you know, like you really
Yeah.
like tore my heart out. And so that song also was supposed to be like the closing of that chapter for me mentally and psychologically
Yeah.
because it was like, okay, like you're actually dead to me. Yeah.
Damn.
Once I like put it, and that's why in the song, like at the end of the video for the visualizer, I'm like looking in the camera because initially I'm not the whole time. And if you watch it, it's actually like going in a cycle. So
Okay.
like it's cyclic. It's like, you know, if you watch the video, it's literally like me going in a like a circle, running in circles, going in a cycle, and then the end is me stopping that, looking directly in the camera and being like, yeah, like you're going to regret fucking me over. So
Damn.
yeah.
Did you guys recorded that
That's
at
crazy.
Gambit Studio, right?
No, I actually recorded that with my very good friend Toddy. He
Is that Rosa Toddy?
Yes, Rosa
Oh,
Toddy.
hell yeah.
We know you.
Yeah,
Shout out.
that's
We
my
know you.
guy. Yeah, that's
He just
my
recently
brother.
moved.
Yeah,
from
he
here, didn't
did. I actually just saw him recently too. I saw him a couple weeks ago. That's my
Awesome.
brother, my Mians. I love him. But yeah, he helped me really execute that song. I totally cried while writing that song though. Because I was just like really pissed off. I think when
Yeah.
you like, and that's like the whole point of the EP itself. It's like, oh, okay, like you actually never really loved me. Like, yeah.
That's what it is.
Sorry, like it's like, you know, but that's just I serve feelings.
I
So
feel like with a lot of R&B too, I've noticed specifically listening to 90s R&B.
yeah.
It kind of hit me. I was listening to, I think you sent me like one of Mary J. Blige's albums, and I like as I was getting to the end, yeah, the My Life one, and like by the end, there's usually always kind of there's like the falling in love, and then there's the you know, there's the rocky road in the
Yep.
relationship, and then there's either like the like happy ending or the end. I mean, usually most endings of them are happy, but
Yeah.
it's either an ending where it's like, yeah, fuck you, I don't need you anymore, I'm up, or there's like the like, damn, like this sucks, but like I will get through it, you know, kind of
Yeah,
thing. But it always feels
definitely.
like there's like a whole storyline, like rising action, you know,
Yep.
almost kind of theme with a lot of R&B albums that I've noticed.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like,
I
you
think,
talking
like,
about that made me think of that.
Yeah, I think like that's why I also made the EP shorter because I had a couple of people that were like, "Why don't we get more songs?" I'm like, because it's a story and it's a
Okay.
short story.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm
All
not
your
giving you an
songs.
album about an asshole. Like I'm like no.
Would you make like a full
like, you'd be
concept
surprised,
album
some people
in the
do.
future, do you think?
Yeah, so actually I am working on an album.
Oh, all right.
So that is like my biggest projects this year is really just like getting out a couple singles because I do have some of them sitting, but also some of those singles are going to go on the album, so they like won't necessarily come out until like right before the
Yeah.
album is coming out. But I'm trying to go for like at least 10 or 12 songs, so it'll
Hell
be
yeah.
full album.
That's dope.
The concept is actually. Should I talk about the concept? I'll talk about
That's
the concept.
totally up to you.
Yeah, I'll talk about
Girl,
the
go
concept.
ahead.
Because it's not fully like unraveled yet. But essentially, I've set up a couple different photo shoots, and I'm trying to do like the different personas that I have. So that's the concept of the album, is basically like showing, you know, like my softer side, but also like the don't fuck with me side, and just also like the more like in like growth and dominating period as well. Like it's not necessarily like hard or soft in that aspect. It's just like concentrated. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to just kind of like share all parts of my personality in this album. I don't want it to like only be one type of writing or like one type of song. Like it's going to be all of me. That's like my main thing. It's just
Oh,
want it
yeah.
to be all parts of me.
Nice.
That's dope.
We kind of covered this earlier a little bit, so this might be a little bit repetitive, but
no, you're fine.
do you have a favorite or least favorite part about the process of making music?
Yeah. My least favorite part is paying for the masters.
Oh, fuck. Or mastering.
Yeah, like, well, because what people don't realize is like, one, don't tell me to rush to put music out. Like, you have no idea how much money that costs, and if you want it to be good, then just like, because I'm not saying that that's like that for every artist, but I'm saying like resources wise, like for example, I don't have my own studio right now. I can't just like record every single song I have in my voice memo log and then just like it's done. Like, no, I have to get it mixed, and then I have to, after getting it mixed, I have to get it mastered, and then like, yeah, so it's just
It's a process.
yeah, that is like my least favorite one, because it's like you'll feel like the song is finally done because you do have it like mixed, so it doesn't sound like shit.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like you still have to get the master, and I'm always like, fuck, I have 5 songs I need to master, and
Is that like
like-
perceived loudness compared to like a major label song that you hear, where it's like you want to get to sound as loud as that song kind of deal?
more so like, well, because I feel like it can depend, especially for like singing, it can depend on the feeling you're trying to bring through the song. Like some of it's going to be more like airy, and you're kind of like purposely making it that way.
Yeah, okay.
For me, I think that when I have like mixes and masters, because like I said, I've really only worked with my producer in LA, Anton, and then Toddy. So I've like not worked with any other producers out here. I'm very picky,
Yeah.
and I don't want to have to like one time okay. I'm not gonna say names. Okay. One time I had a song that I wanted to release, and I felt like it was my fault that I couldn't get it right because something was like off about it. And now, after realizing like it was really the person I was working with, I literally had to send that song back to him like over 10 times
Oh, fuck.
because I didn't like the way it sounded. And I was like, is it my voice? Like, what the fuck is going on?
It's just the way they were
It was the
mixing
way
it?
he was mixing it. Yeah. So I think that's really important. And that's why it's like I'm picky about who I work with as producers, because I don't, like, I'm paying to be there anyways. So it's like I don't want to like be in there for 6 hours,
Yeah.
like trying to get you to make the sound right. And I think that's something that I love about Anton, and why I think he's so talented, is he knows when to, you know, pull back auto-tune. He knows when to add more texture. He knows, you know, and
Yeah.
that's really what the mastering is. Like, he's also so dedicated to his craft. Like, I remember when I told him, like, okay, what's your mastering process? He literally will listen to the song in the car, in headphones,
Gotta do
in
the car test.
everywhere, like all over the place until it sounds right everywhere. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's not even necessarily like the loudness of it. It's like how am I conveying the feeling of the song in the best way possible, and it comes out really smoothly. Like
Yeah.
it flows as you're listening to it. So yeah.
A lot of like sound engineers and mixing engineers specifically too are very scientific people. Like they went to school for it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's almost when you're combating them, I'm sure you probably had this situation too where you'll say something to them and like, I need this, I don't know how to word it, but I need you to do more of this. And they're like, well, do you mean like the and they'll like go through all the different like plugins
Yeah,
and stuff and
I
you're like,
don't
fuck, I don't understand what you're talking
Yeah, I'm
about.
like, I don't even, and that's something I love about, you know, him as well, is like when I was working with him, he would explain everything to
Yeah.
me. And he even like, he would not have like a preset for me. That was like a very, I don't know if you know what that is, but like, yeah, so like a preset, I never had that. He would just go by each individual song. And I loved that because then it also didn't like try and pull the same sound through everything because I
Yeah.
feel different depending on how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's sick.
That's dope. When it comes to music, would you say your taste has changed from what you used to listen to now?
Yes, definitely. More so in the sense of like, I think that we can try and say that the music that we listen to doesn't influence us, but I think that it does.
At least to a certain extent.
Yeah, like I mean, hopefully you're not gonna like listen to a song and then just like go shoot someplace up.
Yeah.
But like I think that for me, also with my own like direction in music and what my main plan is for like my upcoming album is to bring more like innocence into it. I think that there's not a lot of innocence in music anymore, and I don't think that it's necessarily like bad that there's all different types of emotions and feelings, but I just kind of want to like get closer to more of like that like not necessarily being a kid again, because that's not what I mean by the innocence of it, but more so also just like talking about being happy.
Yeah.
Instead of like talking about somebody fucking me over all the time.
We were just talking about that earlier with Kev the Pope, that where there needs to be a bit more positivity.
Yeah, like because
the music.
this is like almost like if we really think about it from like a psychological perspective, music is kind of like an active mantra, right? So it's like if you're saying like, I hate myself, I hate my life, and you're singing that song every day, like that might not be so good for your psyche, you know?
Yeah,
like,
you know,
so, yeah,
it's
so
good every so
I would
often.
say like that's kind of like the biggest change.
Yeah.
I think like I used to listen to a lot of music that not necessarily is bad, but just was like kind of dark in nature.
Yeah.
And I've definitely changed like in that aspect. I like things that are more upbeat for sure, and it doesn't have to be like purely R&B, because I used to like I only wanted to listen to R&B when I was younger because I felt like I was getting like other music pushed on me, and then I was like, okay, like no, I can appreciate this now. But yeah, I would say in general, just more positive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you have a and maybe you just answered this. And I don't know if we've ever talked about this with another guest, but do you have a phase in your life, I guess musically specifically, that you're like, you look back on and you're like, yeah, I do it.
Yeah, so I had I'm not gonna name the song because like either you're gonna find it or you don't, but I'm not gonna help you find it.
Sure.
So there's a song that I wrote like back in the day. Now the photo shoot and like the aesthetic of it that I did for it, all of that was great. I actually loved that. But the song itself, I was like, this is so like angry. Like I was just like, holy shit! Like like it isn't me. And I think that was like kind of a revelation as well. Is just realizing that a lot of like my music was coming out that way because there's just like a lot of feelings that I hadn't gotten out yet. But like once I got those out, sometimes I'll be like, okay, like I don't have anything else to write now. Like so I wanted to make it more about, you know, diving into those happy feelings, because I feel like it shouldn't feel like I don't have anything to write unless someone pisses me off. That's kind of silly.
Yeah.
So.
You know, when you mentioned like bringing innocence into music and songwriting, the first person that I thought of when you said that was Zach.
Yeah, no,
'Cause
exactly.
Him and Johnny.
I genuinely like, that's why I admire him so much as an artist. Like I truly don't feel like he understands like how good he is sometimes, but like he genuinely makes some of like just like the most like. When I listened to his album, mind you, I'm his girlfriend, so I've heard all of it, you know, before it released and shit.
Sure.
And I still bawled my eyes out
Oh fuck.
when I listened to that. I sat in the dark with my headphones on and I listened to the whole fucking album through. This is what artists do.
Right.
Yeah, and I just sobbed. And I literally was like, and it wasn't because it was sad. It was because like, wow, this is so beautiful. This is such like a wonderful representation of like what light feels like, what like feeling like, you know, you have some weight off your shoulders feels like. So yeah, it's like, I think that that's really the type of music I want to listen more to and also make more of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Zach is my favorite artist out of Arizona.
Yeah.
I've said that publicly, so that's not like I'm not dropping that. Everybody knows that.
Fuck
Yeah.
all these other artists.
Zach is I really really enjoy his music, and I literally think
very
in our
talented.
interview he said him and Johnny said, or I think maybe it was Johnny. He's like, I just like to be happy. And it's just like yeah, you do. Your music's so happy.
That's like and that's what music is, right? It's supposed to be like conveying yourself into it, and I think like that is a great representation. I also think that like for me that's why I love, because his music is very different than mine, right? But like I love that because it gives me kind of like a different perspective, like after being around music. That's what I mean too by like the psychological impacts of
Yeah.
music, right? Like it's like you're around certain music, it is probably going to piss you off. Like it's supposed to evoke emotions. So like, you know, if you have any type of relation with what they're talking about, you're probably going to feel it. And I feel like, yeah, that whole project is, Green Pastor's Child is phenomenal. If you haven't listened to it, you
Check
know.
that out now.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's Joe.
My Treehouse Flowers. My
It's
shit.
great. It's great too to be like, my friend made that.
Yeah,
You know, like Sunset Lover. Every time I hear that song, I'm like, my friend made that song.
literally. Like it's so
That's-
cool.
it's
It's so
such a great
sick.
feeling.
Do you, in terms of the future, you said you have a project you're working on, but aside from just what you're working on in the studio, do you plan on performing much music in the near future?
Yeah, so I think like this year specifically is going to be for the album. I think like my main thing as far as like being a little bit more present, I'm going to do more lives. Like I actually want to be like more present online, and then
That's so.
eventually I will, you know, but I think for me, and this is something I've talked with other artists about as well, is that sometimes it's okay. So sometimes performances can be really great, but not when you don't feel like you have the material that you want to perform. Right. And so for me, it's like, one, I really would like to get more into like live bands, and that is a little bit hard because you have to pay each individual person, you know? So that's like one thing. And it's not necessarily, I don't want to like set a ceiling for myself. So that's not where that is, but just kind of being realistic about like building relationships before I'm like trying to jump into or force something to happen unnaturally. So like
Yeah.
for me, I've met a couple of people that I'm going to be working with that, you know, do play guitar, and like that's going to be for the album, and they're going to do like samples, and we're going to make beats that way, that type of thing. So that's going to
Hell
be
yeah.
really sick. But I wouldn't say I have like any public performances coming up until after the album's out, because
Gotcha.
I really, really want to have like music that because right now I'm in that artist phase where I've like been singing the same songs for so long that I'm just kind of like sick of it.
Yeah.
And it's cool. I get that like I'll pull, you know, one out of there that someone might know, but I want to have like new stuff. that I
Well, just
can
like a new
bring.
body of work.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
What life experiences would you say have been the main inspiration in how you move as an artist?
Being bullied.
Oh, damn.
I got like I was bullied from kindergarten to like 7th grade.
Damn.
And it wasn't like, you know, cute shit. It was like people were like pissing on my gym clothes and like
Oh,
shoving
that
them down
was
the
crazy.
toilet and
Shit
like
that you hear in like movies.
yeah, no,
where it's
literally,
yeah,
like
there's no way that's
literally,
actually
I
real.
tell people this shit. I'm like, if I tell you like my lore, you're not gonna believe
Yeah.
me because
That's some
it's so
crazy lore.
fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
I literally, when I was in kindergarten, like, and mind you, like, this was how I like calm myself down with music. So I would literally like stand behind some trees, like by myself, and like be singing, and like that was like what would help me feel better. But like, yeah, I think like for me, being bullied kind of pushed me almost like that's why it's interesting to like move forward in life and then look back. And so I think like at the time it just felt like the worst possible experience I could be having, and now it's like realistically people are gonna talk shit about you all the time, no matter what you do or how you do it, or if you do it perfectly or terrible. Like it just doesn't
Even if
matter.
you're nice to everybody.
Yeah, literally. Even if you're nice
There's
to
always
every
gonna
single
be
person,
somebody.
there's always going to be somebody. And I think like that's what that really taught me. I mean, I had a really, really small school that I went to. And so if no one was, if one person wasn't your friend, then everyone wasn't your friend.
That's
And
kind of the
so,
worst.
Oh,
bullying
yeah.
experience,
Yeah,
like, is
exactly.
Small school bullying.
so literally like all of my experiences were pretty much just like being told that I wasn't enough, or like you know, I had girls like run past me and like cut chunks out of my hair.
Oh fuck.
No,
I
that's
had
fucked
like,
up.
Jeez.
yeah, and like I had one time in this class, we actually had like journals that we were supposed to be putting our, you know, our personal stuff into, but no one was supposed to be reading them. And I forgot mine in the classroom. And then these girls like took it upon themselves to take the pages and read them out loud, like in
Oh,
the
jeez.
hallway. It was like the craziest shit ever. But in retrospect, like I have the thickest skin. Like you could say whatever you want about me now, and I'd be like, boo fucking who. Like, you know, so
Yeah.
in retrospect, I'm like, okay, this like did help me build like a resilience that I probably would have needed anyways, being in the industry that I'm in. But like being bullied helped me in a weird way, like push me into a corner with myself. And normally, like if you think about it, people don't like to be alone. Like people don't like to be around themselves. I love being around myself because I had to.
Yeah.
So
That kind of shit just makes you grow up fast.
yes.
Like makes you.
I felt that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I feel really strongly about that. I also think that there's like this weird dynamic as like, I don't know if this happens for like guys really, but like I think for women, a lot of the time what will happen is like if you get bullied really bad and then you kind of like at one point you're fitting the aesthetic of like what society thinks you should look like or be like, then you still get bullied because that's kind of what I experienced. Like I would get bullied by the popular girls, and then when I looked like the popular girls essentially, then other people would still be mean to me. They'd like assume that I was like a bitch or like just think like, oh, she's probably stuck up. And I'm like, yeah, so exactly. Like if you're not going to get to know me, then like that's fine. But fuck, I mean,
Yeah.
like it's so sad for you. Like truly. But
How do you feel about like? And I'm not. This is gonna sound like a devil's advocate question. I'm just curious what your opinion on it is. But like, on the other side of you getting bullied
Yeah.
at this young age, because you say kindergarten to 7th, I believe is
Yeah.
what you said. Jesus Christ.
I know, like what the
like-
fuck?
Like them people that are bullying you in 5th grade. Do you think that like, flash forward to now?
Oh, they were
they
fucking
think about that?
miserable too, though. Like they couldn't have not been miserable to be treating me that way. But no, actually. So fun fact, sometimes when people bully you, they completely forget about it. That was like the
Oh,
weirdest
wow.
thing. Like I remember
That was
one time
crazy.
like writing about some of my bullying experience, and like I think there was like, and it wasn't even the girls that bullied me, so I wasn't like mad at them for this, but they genuinely were like, when did you get bullied? Because it was like people that I was friends with. And I'm like, well, I mean, hey, like a lot of us don't want to admit that people are like constantly shaming us or making us like hate ourselves. So like, you know, I wasn't like just like running to everyone like, you know, I'm being bullied. And I think like my parents didn't even really know I was being bullied either. Like it all kind of came out afterwards because I would just kind of just move through it. And I kind of thought it was just how kids are.
That's a case a lot of the
But-
time with
Yeah.
kids that suffer towards different types of trauma.
Yeah.
You see that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think like for me though, when I look back and now even in my like current life, like when somebody doesn't like me, I can't, and I don't even mean this in a mean way. I actually like feel bad for them. Not like like I feel bad for you, but like no, like you genuinely have to be a very sad person. There's no way. Yeah, like you
Yeah.
there's no way that you are a full-grown adult now and you could have worked through your issues and you could have gone to therapy and you could have like whatever it was that you needed to do to work on yourself, you could have done that by now. So it's like, and I'm not a perfect person. Like I've, you know, not always been like the greatest human being I could be on the planet, but I take responsibility for it. And I think that's kind of like where I see people like they don't remember it. I'm assuming it's because you did some really awful shit and you probably don't want to remember.
Yeah, just block it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and it sucks because like the person that got bullied doesn't get to forget that. So I'm just very passionate about also
Yeah.
making sure like anyone that interacts with me, I might look stone-faced, but like it's because I am careful about who I open up to, and that's just the truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I would really hate to end this part of the interview on such a sour note, but in the long run, I am glad that it like you said, it made you mature a lot.
Yeah.
I guess differently, but also faster maybe, you
Yeah.
know, than like most kids who didn't have to deal with that, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I see people all the time. They just like buckle as soon as somebody says something negative about them. So
Yeah.
like, I don't necessarily think it's like I should have had to go through all of that, but I do. You know, like realistically, I don't think it's really like sour. It's really any experience you have probably going to be some people that hate me for saying this. But the truth is that any experience that you have, you can probably find something positive that you got from it.
Can learn from anything.
Yeah,
you learn something
exactly. So
positive.
for me, that's been like my saving grace. Is like I can do that in pretty much any situation. Like it could be awful, and I'd still be like, well, hey, like you know, I got this out of it. So
Every day is a gift.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Don't be afraid to get help, people.
no,
Yeah,
don't be afraid.
It's not shameful. Take care of yourself.
Period.
For real. So that concludes our portion of the interview.
Yeah.
Before we get into a couple of our fan questions here, we at 808s and Cold Takes, we like to specialize in one thing, and that is bad music opinions. So, Miko, if you have any cold takes that you would like to give the audience, please share.
Bad music opinion.
Yeah. So, I guess I'll share one of mine to get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
I hate Kid Cudi very much.
Oh, okay. I hate Drake.
That would be, yeah, there you go.
I've always hated Drake. I hated him before
damn.
Kendrick explained that he hated Drake.
Yeah,
And I
that's
thought it was
facts.
absolutely marvelous that our guy Kendrick put him on the fucking, like, just, he put him on the cutting board and he chopped his
Get
ass
up!
off.
Hey,
I
get up!
Thank you,
literally,
girl.
Like,
Drake, get up!
I'm sorry. I genuinely hope
I
that
got you on the ropes, Drake.
Drake is just like fucking scrolling through his shit right now and like just eats shit when he realizes that, like, no matter, because literally, like,
Did you ever, like, when he first came out, did you ever like him?
Yeah,
or
was it
kinda just
always
like a-
because of the personal things about him, or was the music ever?
Okay, so
it for
here's
you?
the thing. Like, for me, he always made like catchy songs. So of course, like, naturally, like, I'm know like the lyrics to some of
Yeah.
his songs and shit, because it was just like shit that they also played like nonstop everywhere you went, right? So it's like, yeah, cool. But like I said, like, once he had the information coming out about like him texting Millie Bobby Brown when she's like fucking 12 or 13,
remember when
I
that
was
happened.
like, you're a fucking groomer. And and unfortunately, here's the thing. Women usually see it first because we deal with it the most.
Yeah,
So
Georgia Smith, too.
yeah,
there's a lot of examples.
you know.
Mhm.
So it's like that in itself, like, it just, I already kind of like thought he just gives like the guy that hated himself and then grew a beard and like now he's like, I'm the shit. Like, you're really not. Like,
I was
if you
I was literally talking to my fiance's brother about. I was like, how do you think Drake would be if he didn't have money? Like he's got to be the most like, just like performative human being on earth.
Yeah, like
Like,
that's what
there's-
I mean. Like, it's just, he really like makes me feel like I'm watching that boy that like was in high school and was like scrawny and hated himself and then like got buff and now like has like some weird complex where he just like thinks he's the shit even though he's the
Yeah.
same fucking person in the same body. So it's like, yeah, no, there's like that's the one artist, like, I know I said I don't usually hate on artists, but it's like not even to
We all
do
have
with
our
like,
bias,
yeah, like no. Like, if he's like one of those people where he could offer me like $1 million fucking dollars and I'd be like, you can go fuck yourself.
Damn.
Like,
It's also it's you can hear it in his music too, of like this transformation, into being like a,
Ruined his palm.
just being like a oh, what's the word? Just like super like alpha male energy, where it's like his music at first is very
like
much
hyper masculine though.
yeah. It's more like
He started
it starts a lot like but then it eventually goes. It goes from heartbreak to wait. She broke up with me because she sucks and I hate women.
Yeah.
And it's like bro, what are we
Like,
doing?
yeah, stop it, please.
It's no.
I'll just kick off this first fan question here. It's
Yeah.
from NS Monty.
Oh, I know who that is. Yeah,
Okay, bet.
yeah.
Who is your greatest? Well, we did kind of talk about this a little bit earlier.
Yeah,
now
yeah,
that I'm
yeah.
reading it, but who is your greatest inspiration in music or in life in general?
Oh, in life in general. Okay, so life-wise, I actually would say Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
I just think that she's like a very like in tune woman.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
She just like, she's always been also very like, I'm just myself. I don't think there's been a point where I've seen her be like a follower or like a trend, follower. She's a
Yeah.
trendsetter versus that type of
Yeah.
thing. So I really look up to her just because she's a very like strong woman figure. Also, Sade
Nice.
is
Sade's
like,
awesome.
I love like her interviews. If you just watch any of her interviews, like, she's just got this very like composed, calm demeanor. But she's also very much like, same thing, like, I'm just myself, like, this is how I am, like, you'll take me as I am type of thing. So
Yeah.
I love women like that. But I think like musically right now, I love Amelia Moore.
Oh, nice.
She's a phenomenal artist, and I think that she's really cool because she does a lot of experimentation with beats. Like if you listen to her music, some of her, especially as an artist, like I've talked to Zach about this too, like it's impressive because the beats that she uses are so not like fitting to what she ends up writing to them. Like she uses like things that sound more like a trap beat or like even something that sounds like very electronic, and she turns it into like a ballad, and it's just like, yeah, she's super sick. So
I'll check her out.
yeah, if you haven't, you guys are gonna like throw up. She's so good. She's
yeah.
like, yeah, she's a great singer. Like she's really just talented, and she's like got a super cool individual style. So
Hell yeah.
So this next question's from _Monty again. Favorite new artist?
favorite new artist? I don't think she's a new artist. I'd say she's underrated. Ray.
Ray is fucking awesome.
I don't know if I know that.
Ray is fucking awesome, bro.
Yeah.
She just got nominated for Best New Artist, but she's been around.
She's not new. She's not.
Yeah, she was at Flogna. Yeah,
She is.
never mind. I know
So
who it
was Amelia Moore.
yes.
So she was
Amelia
also
Moore
there,
was also
yeah.
there.
So yeah, but Ray, I just think that she, oh my god, like she's got one of the most exceptional voices, and also like honestly, like she loves God, and like I also love God. So like she just really, yeah, holla, what's up, God?
Shout out to Jesus.
Shout out for real. Shout out to Jesus.
Yeah, shout out Jesus Christ. Thank you. You know, for not making my entire experience have to happen without music, because Ray.
Couldn't live without it.
Yeah.
Like
no,
DJ
seriously.
Khaled
Ray's
said,
awesome.
God
Ray
did.
reminds me a lot of, and it could just be because they're both from over the pond, but she reminds me a lot of Amy.
Oh yeah,
Amy
yeah.
Winehouse. So
For
like,
sure.
just like a vocal talent that I'm like, I am so impressed by you.
Yeah, like
She's great.
like yeah.
And she at the Grammy, she did a cover of Skyfall by Adele.
Yes.
It was just like, holy shit, man.
Yes.
You're so good.
That's what I'm saying. Like she's just, yeah, she's not a new artist though. Like she just is finally being recognized,
Yeah.
and I'm so happy for her for like that, because she really is truly so talented. So
Yeah.
Zila wants to know, when did you know that you wanted to pursue a music career?
Wow. So my story is a little funny because like I told you I've been singing since I was 5, but it was more like I didn't know I was good at it. So like I genuinely just was like, love doing this. This is cool. And then one day I was in a choir class, and there was this man named Leotha Stanley. Shout out Leotha Stanley, because you are how I discovered that I love music the way that I do. But basically my first like performance, my first experience with music was being in this chorus class. He would like go around to different elementary schools, and he would basically have you sing his music, because he was a writer and he would write like choir music. So he was going around and he was pointing at people, and like they weren't terrible, but they weren't like great at singing. So then he was like more focused on the passion, and he was just pointing at different people to sing this one line. And then I remember like him pointing at me, and I sang it, and I thought I fucked up because the whole class got quiet. And then he just kind of like stood there, and I was like, oh God, like was it just like the most terrible thing he's ever heard? Yeah. Yeah, literally. I was
There's
like, oh
the
God.
fucking door.
Literally. And so, and mind you, like I told you, like I got bullied most of my life. So like I
I'm sure
didn't
that was
think
fun.
like
Yeah.
I didn't think. Like, I was just like, oh, shit. And, like, I've done something else that's...
Right, here we go again.
Yeah. And literally he goes... Because he was telling everyone, like, just sing it ugly. And I remember him pointing at me, and then I sang, and then the whole fucking, like, class basically paused. So I was like, oh, God. And he goes, oh, you didn't even have to sing it ugly. And I'm like, is that a compliment? Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy.
I was like, wait, what? And then he gave me like my first solo, and I sang it for
Dude,
the
that's
Overture
fire.
Center. So the first performance I ever did was in front of like over 2,000 people.
Holy.
And mind you, like it was crazy because I got a fever the night
Oh,
that I
fuck.
was supposed to do it, and I still went. So I like went, did this performance, did the solo. He like held me up like, she has a fever and she's still here.
hold you up like Simba.
5 years old.
Like Simba
That's
on the
He
Pride
really
Rock.
did. Like, yeah, he really did. He like lifted me up, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, and I think like that's where it was never about like the attention. It was like the real like connection. Like, because I felt like so disconnected from people.
Yeah.
So it was like that was how I could connect with people. Like people were like paying attention to me, and I
Yeah,
could
that's
like
beautiful.
actually like talk to them, and then they would like have a conversation with me instead of like just automatically writing me off. So I think that was like just the opening of like realizing what it felt like to sing for an entire crowd and then just have them like scream for you because they were so, like they felt what you did so much. So yeah, that was like my real genuine experience of how I discovered I love music.
That's fucking awesome.
That's a great story.
Oh shit. Another one from our boy Zach Zilu. What is your favorite part of the songwriting process, which we also might have covered earlier, but
I think it was like you asked me what like I didn't like actually.
okay.
So
Yeah.
the opposite side.
Yeah. My favorite part is actually the very, very beginning. So like whenever I do any song I write, one thing I do the same every time is I record a voice memo, like I told you. And I will record it like all the way through and I'll make sure it has all of the sounds that I want. So basically that when I go into the studio, I already have like the template, you know, like or like the what would you call it? Blueprint? There we go.
Yeah.
The blueprint for like the sound, and then I only have to worry about the layers like in doing that. So I would say, yeah, like that process because it's always very raw. There's no one else there with me. Like, you know, I really
You have
get
that
to
like realization for like the song you want to make.
yeah, and I'll just be like, and sometimes that does happen. Like I know you asked me earlier, like if I start with beats, sometimes I do hear a beat and I'm like, oh, like I love this, and I can
Let me
definitely
write it.
to yeah, exactly. But yeah, favorite part of the writing process is probably finishing a song.
Yeah.
You know, like really like that feeling of like
Made it to the end of the race.
yeah, exactly.
The last question, and this is from Kadra.
Very deep
Okay.
intellectual question
Very
coming up.
Smart question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deal or no deal?
That's his question.
Yeah, that's it.
No deal.
Damn.
Damn.
Okay, shut down again.
maybe one day.
And that's why
That-
Kate was
that's
the
why
worst
he
member of
kept-
Samex.
I kept asking that.
Kate's actually my favorite
Oh.
because he genuinely was like the one person when I first met him, he remembered my name. Like it, right out. Like I think I talked to him for
funny.
like
Yeah.
2
Yeah,
seconds.
that's great.
And then I like we went to like a party or something to meet up with the other people, and then he was there. I literally only talked to him for a minute. Oh, you're Miko, right? I was like, you remember my name.
That's awesome.
Like, yeah. So
He's literally.
That was me.
Was it him that couldn't remember Talia's name?
Yeah. No,
that's so, you know what?
was
That's why
Callie.
he said that.
Or Callie? Yeah.
Callie.
He
Really?
couldn't remember Callie's
He
name.
said he remembered my name because it was like very unique. Like he was
Yeah,
like, yeah,
gotcha.
like he's like
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't think I've heard that
It's very
anywhere
easy
else.
On the ears.
See,
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, Miko Midori like is a very catchy.
Yeah.
That almost sounds like a Harry Potter character or
You know,
something.
That's very true.
I
Yeah.
really attribute that name. I definitely did come up with it myself in like some capacity, but I do want to shout out my producer as well, Anton, again, because he was literally like the one person that really got me good about branding. And I didn't have an artist name before. It was literally just like, and what happened is because there's a bunch of people now that keep naming themselves my name in the music industry. It's not even their government. It's my government name is Miko, just FYI.
Come on now.
But like Midori is not my name, but actually like that literally it was supposed to be essentially the color of my aura because I went and like got like an aura reading and then they told me that like my aura was green. And I was like, that'd be kind of sick for like an artist name, like, but I don't want it to just be green. So then Midori is green in Japanese. My first name is Japanese.
That's
So-
pretty. Yeah, that's actually, dude, that's
Damn,
fire.
that's
Yeah. So then he was like, we were going through different names. I had like, Miko Verde.
Miko Verde.
That was one of
Lines of-
Yeah.
That was one of the choices. And then he was like reading them off, and he's like, "Yeah, no, like this one like really flows." And so I'm glad to hear that
Hell yeah.
because yeah,
Yeah,
that
it
was,
is
like,
very
the point.
catchy.
Yeah.
I probably say I say Miko Midori whenever I'm talking about you. I don't think
Yeah,
I
I
just
know.
say Miko. I'll just say Miko Midori.
I know you thought it was my last name,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, I thought it was your real name.
Yeah.
I do have one like last phoned in not phoned in, but like
Phoned in, holy
like
shit.
literally texted in fan question from Callie.
Oh, Callie.
Favorite concert memory, either performing or attending.
Oh my gosh. Okay, super funny. I don't know if anybody remembers this dude because he's like not really making music regularly now, but I went to a Somo concert when I was like I think I was like 13 or 14. And I just loved that. Like both of the concerts I've been to, I have not been to a lot of them. Like I said, I have social anxiety. So like
okay.
They
concerts are not like
they
my
don't blend well.
favorite
Yeah.
thing. But I will go if it's for like, so I went to a Michael Franti concert and then I went to a Somo concert. The Michael Franti concert was dope because he literally pulled the kids on stage and I was one of the
shit.
kids. So I like got to go on stage for the
Oh,
first
nice.
concert I ever went to.
That's dope.
And then the second one, I did like a VIP thing because I loved Somo. He did like these, it was when YouTube, like, those videos where like artists would like, what do you call it?
Like a vlog.
No, like where they took a bunch of songs and they made it one song. Do you remember what that's called?
Melody.
No. Mashup. That's what it was called.
Oh.
Yeah. It was a
Oh.
song mashup. I'm born in 95, okay? Like there's some things that I'm going to say that probably sound old school as fuck. But yeah, I like loved his like freaking mashups because he would just make them sound like a full song, and it was like really well done. So I went to his concert, and I remember like I got to sing for him like after
cool.
the concert, and that was
that's
really
dope.
cool. Yeah, so that was definitely one of my favorite like concert memories for sure.
dope.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I actually had a question that I'm going to start asking. And that question is, what's the best love song and what's the best breakup song?
Nothing Even Matters by Lauryn Hill and D'Angelo is the best love song. It's an amazing song. Best breakup song, I think it's called Cry by Ray.
Okay.
Is that what it's called? I don't know. She's like,
Maybe.
I can't remember the exact name of it. So I suck. I'm sorry, Ray, if I got your name of your song wrong. But I think everyone will know what I'm talking about if I said that, because there's like, it was like a trend. Like people were doing like her vocals from that song.
If anything,
I think it was called Cry.
Right?
I think so. What's your answer?
I don't have one.
I just want answers.
Okay, I can go.
Hey, it's better than the question I regularly.
But yeah, don't ask the question. My favorite love song is "I Found My Smile Again" by D'Angelo, or "Nothing's Ever Gonna Change My Love" by Sam Cooke. Nothing ever changed this love song. It's a long title, but that song just recently was vetoed as one of our finalists for our wedding song because Talia wants to choreograph, and that song's just like a slow,
I love love.
back and forth. I do too.
I like
Oh, yeah,
911.
man.
What
You
is
deserve to get
911?
married.
911?
I'm by White Clef Jean.
Oh, and Mary J. Blige? Hell yeah! My favorite breakup song is "Goodbyes" by Georgia Smith.
Oh damn.
Oh.
That's a sad song.
Or have you ever heard what is that album called? Lost and Found by Georgia Smith?
I think so.
2017 release, 2018
I'm
release.
super bad with song titles, as you can. But
That album, you should listen to that album. That is a great
I
example.
love Georgia.
Georgia Smith. That's a great example of like showing emotion, kind of how he was talking about it, where it's like, it's like this story of, like what you're saying with my life.
There's ups and downs.
Yeah.
It does feel like a cohesive
But
story.
that album is just fucking sad, dude. Like everything on that album is just like so sad. And that album actually helped quite a bit with like my first breakup in like high school or something. So like that's a great album.
I'm really trying to find a sad one, like a breakup one. There's a lot, but like I don't know if I have like the go to.
Well, what's your love song?
Love song would be "Drowning in Paradise," and that's by a band from Montreal called Tops. They're so fucking cool. One of my favorite songs ever. Sad song though.
Really, really sad song though. What was the name of that Juice WRLD song? I still see the shadows in
Lucid
my
Dreams?
room.
Oh, Lucid Dreams.
That's a
Lucid
really
Dreams.
sad one too.
I can't find a sad song. I'm sorry.
I don't think that's a bad thing. That's not
Brain's too
necessarily a
happy.
bad thing. Yeah, stop being so fucking
too happy.
happy.
Yeah, what the hell's wrong with you?
Johan, continue to ask that question. That's a great question.
Thank you, I appreciate
Yeah, that is a really good one. That makes me think.
Well, that concludes our interview with Miko. Thank you for spending your time with us today. We appreciate you being here. Be sure to follow our YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts for all of our future episodes, and also stay tuned with our Instagram as well for all the events that we're going to be at in the near future. Especially if you're from Arizona, we are out and about at a lot of shit. So
If you need us, call us. We will answer and be there. That's not even a joke.
or
And
DM
you're
us.
amazing
Yeah.
to work with. So
Aw,
do it.
thank you.
Much
love, much love.
Pride ourselves in it.
Before we say goodbye, Miko, do you have any last words or anything you want to plug before we take off here?
Yeah. Be peaceful. Be loving. And don't be a
Come on, music industry, come on. Love y'all. Thank you for the support. We'll catch you next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Carlos always said that.
Yeah,
Shout out
he's not
Carlos.
here. Shout
Love
out
you.
Carlos.
Peace.